Hey guys, sorry for the noise. Microwave is going. I'm going to make, I had this in some saran wrap, I just needed to use this for a second. Heating up this burner. So we're gonna grill up some chicken. I'm going to get some veggies cooked down, and we're gonna make a Monterey chicken dish that you usually get at the Mexican restaurant, but we are going to do it keto style. So I'm gonna season up my chicken with some Monterey steak seasoning and grill it in this pan, a little bit of olive oil. In this pan, I'm gonna start sweating down some vegetables. I'm gonna use some mushrooms. I have about a half of a yellow onion chopped. And in here I have some cauliflower rice because we're gonna make keto friendly Spanish rice. So that's what we got going on the menu today. That will be dinner, and it's gonna be yummy. So I've got all my ingredients out here. I'm also going to use some bell pepper. This is frozen because I would never go through it in time, so it always ends up going to waste. So I buy it frozen so that I can just use serving sizes. Nobody else in the house eats onions or bell pepper besides me. So that said, I'm going to get everything going here, and I'll be back when we're starting to cook it all. Okay guys, we got our pan preheating back here. Let's turn on our cabinet lights. All right. We got some mushrooms here. I'm gonna get some olive oil in both of these pans. I'm gonna cook the chicken in the little pan. When the chicken's done, I'm gonna make the rice in the little pan. But I don't have two little skillets. I kind of want everything to get done at the same time, so. Alright guys, a whole lot's going on while I let my battery charge for a couple of minutes. I have my chicken. I've let it cook on one side. Well, I don't want to wipe all the seasoning off. I only seasoned it with this. I put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. You see we've got our mushrooms, our onions and bell pepper are all getting softened down here. I want to make sure these mushrooms are real tender. So I added just about 1/8 of a cup of some chicken stock and a tablespoon of grass-fed butter. Honestly, if you're not keto, you could use whatever kind of butter you want. Even if you're keto, and you can use whatever kind of butter you want, honestly. So we're just going to let these continue to kind of sit here. I want these mushrooms super soft. So we're just going to let these hang out here with that little bit of chicken stock and the butter. I turned it down to low, well, medium low kind of. So I'm going to take my chicken out because it is going to go back into the vegetables. So it's going to have a little more time to cook. And I will check its internal temperature. Let me grab a plate. All right, so we're gonna get this out of here and set this to the side. Now in this same pan that we were just making that in, we're gonna grab our bag. This is a bag of 1 pound of cauliflower rice I get it at Costco. So I'm not going to use the whole bag. I'm going to use part of the bag. You put it for microwave for 5 minutes, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit more olive oil to our pan. We don't care that there's the little drippings from that, from the chicken. We're just going to put, if you're making this for the family, you could do the whole bag, but this is just for me. So I'm going to put a portion in there. Where's my... And I'm going to get this. I'm kind of wanting to like you do a Spanish rice, it'll kind of dry up. I want to dry up some of the liquid out of the cauliflower. I don't like my cauliflower like super crispy. I like it to be nice and, you know, tender. Open this door so it doesn't block you. So we're going to take some help from our pantry seasonings, and we're going to use some of this chicken bouillon flavoring. Now, if you look at the nutrition facts, it has less than 1 gram of carbs for a teaspoon. So we are going to use a teaspoon of this. Grab it. I know I should have had it out already, but that's okay. I'm going to add a good heaping teaspoon of this to that rice. That's going to give us our flavor of a Spanish rice. We're also going to add about, that's about 3 tablespoons of chicken bone broth. This is what I've been using for both pans. We're going to also add some onion and garlic powder. Now I just do this by eye, but if I was going to tell you, I would say about 1/2 teaspoon of each. This is not a big portion, so we're going to just get this flavored up. Now all of these are powders, but that bouillon has some salt in it, so I'm not going to add salt, but I'm definitely going to add some pepper in my fancy pepper grinder, Carolina Hillbilly. I love how he talks about our kitchens having millions of dollars worth of groceries and potions and gadgets and what have you. He always makes me giggle with that stuff. Like, if only that were true. I do have a nice kitchen, but we built this house, so that was my most #1 priority when building the house. You see how our vegetables are now all cooked down and nice and soft. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to check the internal temperature of our chicken. We're going to give our rice here a quick stir. Yes, hold on.
Hey,
Huh?
I'm still on?
The camera's still on, yeah. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay guys, our rice is done. You just let it simmer the liquid out and it is good to go. This is delicious. I just tasted it. It's amazing. Definitely check that out. So we're gonna have our last and final step, which is we're gonna take all of our veggies, push them to the sides of this pan. We're gonna take our chicken and place it in there. Any juice that might have come off of it, we're gonna pour right back in here because that's all flavor. All right, so we're gonna take all these mushrooms and veggies and we're gonna get them onto this. We've got our heat turned up to medium. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take us a handful of mozzarella. Now normally you should shred your own because they do put stuff in here to anti-clumping agents and stuff that's a little sneaky carby, but you gotta use what you got when you're in pandemic mode. So you're gonna cover this with cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. You could use like sliced cheese, you could use deli cheese, you could use any kind of cheese that you have on hand. I just happen to have this mozzarella. I use it for fathead dough. I use it for, you know, whatever keto things that I want to do, make pizzas and all that. I'm going to clean up this mess, but we are going to put the lid on this pan to create some steam to melt the mozzarella. So I'll be back when we're ready to plate this up. So this is going to take a few minutes. Put a lot of cheese on there. Okay, we'll be back. All right, guys. It has been about 5 minutes. And look at the deliciousness that we got going on over here. We're gonna go ahead and turn off our burner. Now this is the difficult part. We need to get this on the plate. So we're gonna very carefully, look at that. Get our mushrooms and the cheese and all the goodness on the plate. And I just let them spread the rest of them right here across the other side, and we're going to top those veggies with our Spanish rice. So we're going to take our Spanish rice here. We're going to get it all. Sometimes I get fancy and like put it in a bowl and shape it, but we're just going to put that right here on top of the extra mushrooms and cheese. We're going to get that all nice and pretty. Eat with your eyes first, guys. Eat with your eyes. So that is our delicious Monterey chicken with Spanish cauliflower rice. So I will put the recipe, and it is my own, to this. But there is a restaurant version, but this is Monterey chicken and Spanish rice keto-fied. Now I'm going to go eat it. It's going to be delicious. Let's do a thumbnail. What about the chicken first? What do you think? This way? Okay, guys. We'll pick one. Love you. And as I say, and I mean with my whole heart, thank you so much.